All right, guys.
Set you up.
It's time.
It's time.
Prove it, Coby White.
Prove it.
Gentlemen, what do you want Coby White to prove this season? Dave, you can go first.
Well, mine is simple for Coby White. What I want him to prove, very simply and quite simply, is just be MFing Coby White. Just prove that you are MFing Coby White. Let me explain to you what I mean by this.
Okay, please do, because I'm lost.
Of course you are, but let me bring you back and bring you out the wilderness right here. Coby White is the greatest scorer in North Carolina high school basketball history. Number one. In the history of them. That's what he does. Coby White is the guy, when he was in North Carolina, that Roy Williams told him, yeah, you shouldn't be here. Roy Williams told him, dude, you got to get out of here, all right, and go to the league, bro. Like, it's time to go. It's nothing else I can do for you. You're too good. That's what I mean when I say BMF and Coby White. We know who you are, bro. You can put the ball into the basket. You are an elite scorer. Teams will have to worry about you. You saw the shots that you were hitting when he was breaking it down. That shot you just saw on Denny, that was one shot that people just shouldn't honestly shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Coby White,
it's a tough shot.
That's a tough shot. But it was no hesitation in that. It's just cash money when it's Coby White doing it like that. All it has to now be is consistent. That's it. That's all you're adding to it, man. So just BMF and Coby White. I want to see more of that this season, man. Just more of who you truly are. Show them who you are. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever in November.
I hope that some people who maybe just see that graphic and didn't hear your breakdown yet see that and think that
it's MFing.
Your goal.
Gotta put the N on there. Apostrophe N, bro.
Your goal for Coby White is to be your friend. Be MF, be my friend, Coby White.
Be my friend, Coby, please.
Dude, but I just really need him to be him, because sometimes he gets lost, and we've seen him do it on the floor. Like, he gets lost in trying to do other things, trying to do too much. Oh, man, the team's got to – we down by 6. Oh, man, let me hurry up and try to do this crossover 6 times on 3 people, and here I come turning it over. Oh, man, let me take this shot all the way from half court because we're down right quick. Oh, man, he's moving too fast. I just need him to be MF and Coby White, bro. We know who you are, bro, and you are good at it. All right, we have seen it, man. I remember that rookie season when you dropped that 30 on Cleveland. I remember it so well, man. I remember when you told the ball-headed menace, shut up, I'm going to shoot these mid-range shots. He listened to him at the beginning, but then he said, nope, I'm going to shoot these shots, bro. I don't care what you're talking about. That's the Coby White I'm going to need right here, man. This dude can play, and I just need you to be who you are, bro.
I like that.
That was powerful.
Will.
I went a completely different direction on this.
Okay.
But I think it does lead to the same places. My prove it, I'm sticking with some stats here just because I think it's going to make it simple for myself. And as soon as I say that, tomorrow I'll probably go another direction. But I'm going with, I want Coby to have a 1.5 steal rate, 1.5% steal rate.
Okay. Explain.
The reason why is because, and this number would be a career high for him, okay? His rookie year, he had 1.4%. Second year went down to 0.9, and last year down to 0.8, okay? So we're seeing a decline in the percentage of, or the number of steals he's getting per 100 possessions, really. I want him to develop defensively, and I think this is a really good indicator of that. He is not necessarily going to be at the point of attack guarding, other teams' point guards every possession. Maybe he'll do that sometimes. But, like, I think this will indicate to me that he has a better awareness of what's going on defense. If he's able to jump passing lanes, get out in transition, that is going to make the Bulls a lot better. Okay, right now he is a really good three-point shooter. We've established this. But the Bulls need somebody who can be a really good two-way player. And I think this steal rate number would indicate to me that he is starting to understand things on the defensive end. That's translating into steals, which hopefully would translate into transition buckets, which is something the Bulls need.
Sure.
And it, to me, signifies that, like, Coby is now a 3-and-D player with a little bit of offensive creation. That's a really valuable guy in this league, and I think it's what's holding him back at this point. I kind of alluded to it. If his shot is not falling, he's killing you out there.
Right.
But if he can start to get some steals and prove that he understands where to be, when to be there, and sort of develop an understanding of positioning on defense, he's going to get minutes. And if he can get minutes, that's because he's playing good defense, and now he's contributing that much more because you're able to get that 3-point production out of him, which the Bulls desperately need.
Right. And that's, I think I saw somebody in the comments earlier as we began our Coby conversation saying, like, yeah, got potential, whatever, can shoot threes, but you can't close with him. And I think that is something that Billy Donovan sort of realized after evaluating Coby and getting to know him is this kid is a crazy hot shooter, and we certainly could use that, but his defense kills you. And it's hard to have him on the floor late in close games. You know what's really useful late in close games? Guys who can knock down a 3.
3 and D players.
That's what I've heard.
Coby is one of 2 on this roster right now next to Zach LaVine, apparently, unless Vooch can get those numbers back up.
Yeah.
If he and his defense can at least legitimize being on the floor so that he can use and be that 3-point weapon that he is, it would be huge for this team.
And, like, make Billy make tough decisions. If you're so good that you're forcing Billy's hand to play you in fourth quarter, like, you know, high leverage minutes, that's fantastic. I want that. I want to have those problems. I want too many good players.
Yes.
But right now it's an easy decision because of the defensive limitations. And I think everybody is a little bit better on ball if you're, like, athletically capable, which he obviously is. It's more about understanding the court geometry, where the ball is going to go, not reacting too slowly, not letting guys just back cut him because you're falling asleep. Like, if he's getting that steal rate up to 1.5, which would be a career high, it's like almost double what he had last year. That's a lofty goal for him.
Yeah.
But if he can do it, that's telling me that he's making real strides defensively. And like I said, that's a great problem for the Bulls.
So before we get to Peck's Prove It, Collins asked a couple times, and I think the defense will have to play a big part of this. Will, how many minutes can you envision Caruso, Ayo, Coby lineups getting, you know, at the same time? Do you think those three
will Ayo and Coby all together? Like per game?
I don't know. Originally it was framed as an over-under minutes, but I don't know how you would be able to calculate that off the top of your head.
The thing that has stood out to me from Billy's availability so far this year is that he keeps on saying, like, experimenting with lineups. He wants to see how, like, he doesn't really care how this, like, what happens with the starting point guard. It's more about, like, what 2-man units work, what 3-man units work. And I think that's a really, like, just good way to think about it. And so if in training camp, those 3 guys who are, you know, let's say Dragic is like the front runner for starting. I mean, maybe that's the case, maybe not. Like, that was the first name that Billy talked about when he was asked. So I'm guessing that's where we're going. So if you look at that bench unit, you have good defense with Ayo and Caruso. You have some shooting with Ayo. You have good shooting with Coby. You have okay shooting with Caruso. Like, those are pretty well-rounded lineups.
Sure.
If you play those alongside DeMar and you've got 2 good defenders there, plus Coby takes a stride, like, that could be something. So, you know, I don't necessarily expect it to be a fixture in the rotation, but again, if Coby gets to that point, then you can start to trust him a little bit more. And maybe you play him with some of those lineups. Maybe you play him next to Zach and DeMar. If he's not killing you defensively, then you've got plenty of shooting around DeMar, and the defense isn't killing you. So I think a lot of the Bulls' progress kind of hinges on Coby's ability to defend at just like a high enough level, and it's sort of a storyline that's going under talked about. So I'm glad we're talking about him today.
Yes, very much so. And you know what I say about Billy all the time, Will? It's not beholden to any lineup, baby.
That's true.
He's going to run it.
Look, it's our Coby-loving, Zach-hating Eco-Bean in the comments saying, how do we hold Coby to a higher standard than Zach LaVine when Coby's on a rookie contract and Zach is a max player? Zach steal rate, 0.6. I don't know what you're looking at, Eco-Bean, but it ain't Basketball Reference because I'm looking at Zach's steal rate right now, and it's not 0.6. In fact, his career steal rate is exactly what Will just said he wants Coby's to be. It's 1.4.
Love you, Eco-Bean.
The other thing is, like, we do not have the same standards for Zach. Zach's steal rate last year
Is Coby an all-star? Is Coby an all-star?
Like,
one of the most lethal offensive scorers in the game?
2 times.
Get out of here. I mean, don't get out of here. Stay. But get out of here with that take. It's trash.
He's like a featured offensive option. I think you can get away with having guys that are that important to your offensive ceiling take a little bit of a step back defensively. Like, I've criticized Zach a ton over the years for not being a great defender, but he's gotten to the point where you can give him the benefit of the doubt because he is so good offensively. Same thing for DeMar. I don't know what his steal rate is, but I'm sure it's a little bit lower. So that's exactly why Coby needs to become a better defender, is because there's so little defensive infrastructure around Zach and DeMar. If you raise that floor, the Bulls are not the 22nd ranked defense in the league. Get that number close to 15. We're talking about, a
if
different
your name
club.
isn't Zach or
First half of
DeMar,
the season is what- yeah,
and you
Bulls.
want
Exactly.
a bigger role on this team, the best way to earn that bigger role on this team, if your name is not Zach or DeMar, is to
Shoot
play
and defend.
passable defense and shoot threes. Coby can be that.
Yeah.
We hope.
That's why we saw a ton of Javante minutes. Derek Jones Jr. was getting minutes in the first half when he was shooting well. Billy needs to put guys out there that can space the floor, because as great as DeMar is, it's very difficult to live the way he was living, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
so you need to make life easier on him. That means both sides. And Lonzo's the one 3-and-D player on this team. They're not going to have him. Somebody else needs to step up. Coby is the best equipped to do that offensively for sure, but he's pretty far behind the curve defensively, and that's why I want to see that steal rate bump up.
I love that. All right, quickly, because we're out of time, I'll just give you mine. It is related to what I was showing you guys in that film breakdown of Coby, of using his deep range threat
Okay.
to then put the ball on the floor and attack the basket.
Okay.
We praised Coby last season when we made note of the fact that his finishing at the rim took a huge leap compared to his second season. His finishing at the rim went up from 55.8% year 2 to 66.1% year 3. A 10% jump finishing at the rim. That's amazing. Great job, Coby. 18.3% of his overall field goal attempts last season came from 0 to 3 feet, aka at the rim. My goal for him, get that above 20. He shot 54% of his total field goal attempts last season behind the three-point line, and I think that's fine. As we talk about how much this team badly needs three-point shooting, take just over half of your total field goal attempts from behind the three-point line, Coby. But as much as we know that he can knock down those mid-range shots, I want to see his finishing at the rim continue to stay solidly where it was last year at 66. That's great. Just get to the rim more. We know that he can do it, and we know that he can use his shooting threat to get to the rim with that quick first step that you were pointing out, Dave. So, Joey, officially, if you don't mind, 20+% of field goal attempts from 0 to 3 feet. That's what I want to see from Coby. It's not...
What is it? Say it again.
So 20+% of field goal attempts, FGA, at 0 to 3 feet. He was at 18.3 this past season. I'm just asking him to trim down some of the mid-range attempts
And get to the bucket.
and focus on getting to the bucket.
Yeah, and you saw, and I mean, he's built in such a way where he can absorb that contact as well once he gets there, and he always has done a good job at drawing fouls. He always gets that.
He's like an 87% free throw shooter.
Right,
Too. Like these
exactly,
are
yeah.
super valuable looks for him.
Yeah.
If he can do it, and not to bash the mid range. That's a fine option for him. He's very good at that too. But we're talking about the margin of error for this Bulls team offensively is so small because I think they are analytically at a deficit when you're shooting so few threes.
Yeah.
If you can get to the free throw line and convert at a high rate there, get to the rim and convert at a high rate there, that's really helping offset some of that. So that's a huge one for Coby.
Just to clear things up, going back to Will's steal rate for Coby, I see Eco Bean and then now also Damon in the comments saying 0.6. You guys are looking at steals per game. That's not steal rate. Different stat.
Different
and
stat.
I'm not, belittling you. I'm just saying
Right.
I just noticed that that's the number because I was like, what number are you looking at? You're looking at steals per game. Will is talking about steal rate, which you can find under advanced stats on Basketball Reference. That clears up that.
Percentage of opponent possessions that end with a steal by the player while they're on the floor. So
There you go.
how frequently are you getting steal while you're on the floor?
1.5.
So
baby.
I think these are all good goals for Coby.
I do too. I do
Lofty,
Dave's
but
is-
reasonable. I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah,
Be who you are.
be yourself.
Pick up that defense a little bit.
We've seen you do it.
Get to the rim some more.
We've seen you do that too.
These are all good and attainable goals for Coby White this season.
You can be the man, Coby
I love
White.
it.
For real,
Love
bro.
it.